We have a clip of a video that you recently did and one from 5 years ago, and we have a question. Why do you have to lie?
How do you sum up to someone who says that the Earth is actually round? How can you quickly prove that?
We have pictures.
Okay. Well, but then they'll say,
Here. Okay.
Me and the mind shumper went back and forth. Oh, I don't believe those pictures.
Okay, all right. I might ask, what would convince you that Earth was a sphere? What would convince you? If nothing, then it's time to end the conversation. Or I will also say, here's a good one. You ready? Okay. And this will happen to us all. We're here now in the East Coast, the Eastern time zone. Okay. Especially in the winter, you're watching Sunday football. The sun sets in New York at 4:30 in the afternoon in midwinter, right in the heart of the football season. Okay. A football game in LA at that same time, it's daytime. The sun is up.
Yeah.
Okay? It's 3 hours. It's 1 o'clock it's 1:30 in the afternoon. The sun is high in the sky. And you know that's happening now. The game is live.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that the sun is set for us, and then you go west, and the sun is not yet set for them? Can you explain that? And I've yet to hear any of them explain that. And that's a good sports reference. And that will work no matter where you are if you are east of a sporting event that happens to your west. So that seems to me to be pretty convincing. That will happen if the surface is curved and the sun is setting below it. Exactly.
Right. So now if the Earth is round, how big is Earth? You might want to check for that. There's a famous experiment conducted by Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes. And there are two cities in the old world, and one of them, they knew that at 12 noon on a particular day of the year, that the sun was directly overhead and you could see the bottom of a well.
Oh, okay.
You don't run around looking at the bottoms of wells.
No.
Because the light doesn't get down there. Doesn't get down there.
How can we use this observation to see if Earth's surface is curved? We needed another well. Turns out we can't see the bottom of both wells at the same time. What might explain this? Well, there are two possible explanations. First, we could have a flat Earth with the sun that's small and close by, so that the light hits the second well at an angle. Or second, we could have a curved Earth with a sun that's big and far away, so that all the light comes in parallel, but only one well at a time is lit all the way to the bottom. Turns out with just two wells, there's enough wiggle room for both explanations to fit our observations. Eratosthenes only had two wells, but what if he had added a third? With a third well, it doesn't matter where the sun is. No flat Earth model can explain the angles of all three shadows, but the spherical model explains it all three angles, with ease.
Let's take a closer look at what Neil deGrasse Tyson is claiming about the three wells.
With a third well, it doesn't matter where the sun is. No flat Earth model can explain the angles of all three shadows, but the spherical.
According to your model, it looks like it works just fine.
No flat Earth model can explain the angles of all three shadows, but the...
Neil, what about the flat Earth model that you just showed us that works perfectly? Neil, it looks like you just showed everyone a flat Earth model that does work. Thanks, Neil. Now let's look at the first thing Neil deGrasse Tyson said.
And you know that's happening now. The game is live. So how is it that the sun is set for us, and then you go west, and the sun is not yet set for them? Can you explain that? And I've yet to hear any of them explain that.
Neil, didn't you just show us exactly how it works with your flat Earth sun moving over the wells? As the sun moves to the west, it starts to set in New York while it's approaching Los Angeles, and it rises just like your model predicted. Neil, why do you have to lie? You explained it perfectly in your Star Talk video 5 years ago. Neil, let me ask you this. If the Earth was really doing this, would you have to use straw man arguments against the flat earthers? Neil, why is it that nobody in history or you have ever measured curvature? If the Earth was a sphere, there would be measurable curvature. Also, Neil, why is it that nobody in history has ever measured axial rotation of the Earth if we're spinning in space? Lastly, Neil, why isn't it that nobody in history or you have ever measured high-pressure gas adjacent to no pressure without a physical barrier? Don't you think if the Earth was a globe, you'd be able to show any actual proof of it rather than just using fallacious straw man arguments? Neil, let's put this to bed once and for all. Come sit down with us and let's have a question and answer. You could bring all the scientists with you that you want. You say you don't have time to talk to flat earthers, but you've spent the last 8 years making fallacious videos about us.